Let's have a look then at the starting grid as this warm-up lap comes up to completion. Kira Knebel, the championship leader, will start from pole position alongside her, just 0.6 of a second between herself and Shane McGregor. Miranda Kane on the front row. Camille Conrad heads row number 2. Cassie Krier heads row number 3. Brianna Everett, who Freddie was talking about, actually spoke to Brianna yesterday down in the paddock. She's very excited, looking forward to a good race. Tati Pathe, Karina Samoas and Brianna Cutler. Lights are on and lights are off. A little bit of movement from the second row of the grid. I don't know whether Camille Conrad was moving there, Roger, but it seems as though everybody has got cleanly away. One of the riders a little bit slower than the rest, but everybody safely heading down towards turn 1.
Yeah, great start. Everybody getting through turn 1, and this is where the draft can be tricky. The very start of this race, whenever the pack is all caught up in one big group.
And this morning it was so cold when they went out this morning session. There's really no reference, point how much better the temperature is now.
Down into turn 5, all safely through. And that gap does come down, but Kira able there, Roger, to maintain 2 or 3 bike lengths.
Yeah, she made a little mistake there getting into turn 5. Looks like kind of pushed the front end a little bit there at the apex. And like you said, Michael, she's early on. She's pushing hard in this race, and just a little mistake. But the way she rebounded was impressive. She just put her head right back down and kept going.
Jamie, you're down there in the pit lane, of course, and you've been watching this series for the last couple of years as well. Kira Knebel was so overjoyed to get her first win. This is such a good start. Could she go back-to-back wins?
The course of the winner is simply going out to parking lots, just setting up some cones, working on her autocross skills, working on the back and the forth motions, and just getting herself more ready for the race weekend so that she comes off of the trailer and she's ready to go out there, and she's not slowly stepping up to the pace. She's able to go out there and just...
That gap seems to have stabilized on this lap as they now come wheel to wheel. Shane McGregor and Camille Conrad. Miranda Kane is going to benefit from a double bike slipstream. There's a real fight here, Roger, for this podium. This is kind of what we expected. Kira's made a good start, but she's not home and dry yet. Yeah, these things can happen. Of course, Camille will learn from that. It doesn't necessarily mean, of course, that she's off the podium. There's a lot of racing still to do, Roger. This is a 4-mile circuit, but the gap at the front is shrinking. The first part of the lap seems to be Kira Knebel's territory, but sectors 3 and 4, McGregor, Miranda Kane and Camille Conrad, who is now closing in on the back of McGregor.
Slipstream, but just not from the leader yet.
Another fastest lap then from Camille Conrad, Freddie, and that's all she can do now. She's just got to give it. Oh! And down she goes. The commentator's curse. 2 consecutive fastest laps. She was pushing on. Thankfully, she's up on her feet.
Here's a replay. Under the brakes.
She's around the outside, and she's just going to lose. Oh, that went early.
Yeah, you
really
can see just a little bit too much brakes, leaning on speed. But main thing, she got up and walked away. You can see
appreciative. And to your point there, Freddie, 254.5 set by 3 of the top 4. Shane McGregor at 254.9. We've got 4 riders within 0.3 of a second. So I mean, it's a very, very competitive championship.
It is great. It's great to see it. And you can see we know that the lap record was from a couple years ago. And it's holding up so far, but Kira was thinking that she could probably get down, if need be, down into the high 53s.
I'm sure a very, very emotional back-to-back win. She wears her heart on her sleeve, and this will mean a lot to Kira.
Oh, absolutely. You can watch here. One of the things, Roger, we worked on and we got for this race was single rate rear springs, and that was to help the riders from the standpoint of K-Tech for stability and on the rear of the bikes, and it seems to be, I think, helping as far as setup wise instead of the dual rate rear springs, and that also kind of can help bring the riders together.
Yeah, absolutely. Onto the back part of the circuit, and there is the 85 of Camille Conrad. Looks like the bike is still running there in the gravel trap. Maybe just in a bit of a precarious position for the marshals to get out of it. Great work by MotoAmerica camera crew to pick up those kind of images. But this is the battle on track then between Shane McGregor, and we've got a red flag. Red flag has come out, and I'm sure that is because of that stricken motorcycle. We are over the 3/4 race distance, and that is going to be a result. Kira Knebel is a back-to-back winner, as there is the red flag. Shane McGregor in second, and Miranda Kane. The question I was going to come to with about half a lap to go was, has the track changed much, Freddie, since your first win here more than 4 decades ago? And they're just trying there to get that bike stopped, turn it off, and great work by the marshals, of course. Our thanks to all of the marshals, not just here, but around the circuit.
Well, and one of the main areas is safety. You know, like in all tracks around the world, the safety part of the track is better, and they put in the chicane in the back, so you don't really have that high speed.
Oh, so you never had the chicane?
We didn't have the chicane. We just go straight into Canada Corner. Wow. And it was like that
it
when you
fun,
were. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
you
you had the same then?
Yeah.
For a couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years. It was fast.
Yeah, it was fast.
You had to man up.
Wow, that's impressive. I mean, and even again, just a few years ago, even when you were riding as well, Freddie, the speeds there must have still been well in excess of 170, 180 mile an hour.
Yeah,
it's impressive stuff.
It was pretty high.
Yeah.
And we were running super bikes and stuff, through here.
50 points out of a possible 50 in the first 2 completed races of the season. Then for Kira Knebel, it's another podium for Shea McGregor, and Miranda Kane gets her first podium on the board for the season. Cassie Creer, Roger, a little bit away from that podium fight, but she will be happy to salvage 13 championship points there with a very, very solid 4th place. Kate West and Lucy Blondell rounds out the top 6.
And that's just the thing, collecting points as the year goes on, and that's really going to add up when the title and championship standings toward the end start coming into play.
Pace. Let's have a look then at the results. Kira Knebel then taking the win. 2.7 seconds in the end was the winning advantage. Miranda Kane in 3rd. Cassie Creer, Kate West, Lucy Blondell. Brianna Everett gets 7th. She said that was her target, so she did that. And that was rounding out our 7 finishers. And I believe that Jamie is with, I'm sure, a very elated Kira Knebel.
Yes, for Kira Knebel coming in to this race as the pole sitter, the most recent and only race winner so far of this 2025 season. 25 and 25, I know that's the goal for you, but you've had to manage not just yourself over the course of the day, but the adrenaline as well, being the first group out for qualifying this morning, getting the adrenaline back up for the race. How do you do it?
Oh, well, a lot of it just comes down to spending as much time with the bike as possible, going over the track maps, really focusing on it, making sure that we're going to hit our marks when we go out. It was a little messier than I would have liked it. We're still trying to dial in the suspension, but K-Tech's been under the tent with us all day with these new springs that they handed us, so it's been really great having them there. The fresh Dunlops on it were sticking really good when I was able to get the drive out of the corners, and you know, I'm really just thankful that we're able to be here and do this, and Royal Enfield has provided us a really great opportunity, not just for us, but for women in the sport. And it's super awesome to see these other 2 women up here with me today, and I know that they were pushing for it, but I'm glad I was able to hang on. I saw the red flag, and I was hoping that nobody was too hurt, so I just wanted to get off the track as soon as possible. So I'm glad to hear that Camille is doing pretty good.
Yeah, she was able to get up and walk away. But for you, yourself, I know going into the race tomorrow, you want to get better on the technical side of the sport as well. Knowing what you know now about the racetrack and these temperatures, we're expecting very similar conditions for tomorrow. What do you want to work on overnight?
I really want to make sure that I'm cleaning up my just my racecraft, like being able to make sure I'm hitting my shifts, not sliding quite as much out of the corners. I think that I'm using a lot more of the racetrack than I was previously, and I'm really happy about being able to get that down. But definitely I can clean it up a lot more and hopefully still give them a good run for their money.
All right, congratulations to our race winner here, race number 1, Kira Knebel. I'm going to move on over to 2nd place. Also starting this race in 2nd today, it is Shea McGregor. Now, I know coming into the weekend, one of the things you really wanted to do was improve the mechanical aspect as well. After the race, how do you feel you did?
I think I did pretty well. There's always room for improvement. We did get new suspension from K-Tech, and it's awesome, but we're still dialing it in. It takes a few laps to get it down, but we're getting there. But I'm so happy to be on here with the team, and I'm thankful to BTR and everybody in the program and Dunlop for keeping us with sticky tires and all of that. I'm happy that the CRA finished top 3. It's been awesome.
It's been a fantastic start to the season for Shea McGregor, 2nd consecutive podium finish. Congratulations indeed. Heading on over to our 3rd place finisher, Miranda Kane. Coming in to this season, you really wanted to improve your racecraft. And when you think about the 4 laps that we just had here, and of course ending under red flag, what do you want to improve on for tomorrow?
Really, there's a couple corners that I know I need to focus. I'm not going to tell anyone because that's a secret. I'll work on those myself. But you know, I really got to give it out to Kira and Shay and Camille. It was a tough race. I really did my best to stick with him, and paid off. I'm glad that Camille is okay, but I'm happy to be up here with the fellow Midwest girls, so it's happy to represent. So, you know, this is the closest to a home track that we're going to get this year since we're not going to Brainerd, but I'm really thankful for the opportunity. You know, our program sponsors like Akasato are really important on a track like this. So those guys in RNG, they really take care of us. And so thank you, everyone. Thank you, Royal Enfield. This is awesome.
Congratulations, job well done. Those are our top 3 finishers in the Royal Enfield Build.Train.Race. Michael?
Yeah, thanks, Jamie, and understandable elation down there from all 3 riders on the podium, and just kind of corroborating what myself, Roger, and Freddie Spencer have been saying, just the camaraderie. 50 points then is the advantage for Kira, or rather the lead for Kira. She's 10 points ahead of Shea McGregor. Miranda Kane moves up into 3rd place, and as you said, Roger, points make prizes. Cassie Creer now P4 overall.